Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
What's something you'll never admit in real life but will confess here anonymously? I quit methamphetamine cold turkey October 1st. The longest I have quit is 14 days in 14 years. This is huge for me. I have been secretly using for years, so I really have no one to share this with. I never thought I would be able to quit, now have been clean 42 days. The downside is the weight gain, which is kicking my ass, but I will get it under control. The upside is the improvement in the relationships with my family, especially my 15-mo grandson. I'm so very thankful and blessed and have huge faith I can keep going. I am starting therapy again tomorrow and will hopefully be hearing from a drug and alcohol counselor within the week, as well as starting a twice-a-week group. I know I have a long way to go, but I am 54 years old and have continued to use because of the withdrawal and fear of weight gain. I don't want to be a slave to this crap anymore. I have really wanted to share this with someone. Good hands clapping for hands clapping, you hands clapping. You've got this. You are doing so much for yourself just by what you've outlined here. This cannot be easy. I can't empathize as I have never used, but I find your story inspiring, truly. It takes a lot of guts to do what you're doing. Proud of you! ! Thank you, that means a lot. Less than 3. When I was really little, like 3 to 4, I once called my aunt a witch because of her eyebrows. She misheard it as wish and absolutely loves the nickname. She uses it in so many of her usernames. Now we all call her Auntie Wish and she doesn't know its true origins. She didn't misunderstand it, she just didn't want to give you the pleasure and resolved it in favor rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. Total witch move. To be fair, that's something a witch would totally do. I secretly think my can of shaving cream is haunted, but in a good way. It's still dispensing shaving cream years after I've bought it, and when I shake it still feels full. The can is starting to rust and plastic has long since faded. I'll never say it out loud, but I swear it's haunted or connected to an endless dimension of silky smooth shaving cream. Hi, I just want you to know that this is one of my favorite things I've ever read on Askreddit. It's been 30 years since, but I had a can like that once. Apparently bottomless and lasted for years until I lost it moving house. It had started to rust on the bottom like yours. It's the same can. My confession is that I've been sneaking into some guy's house and periodically replacing his shaving cream with brand new cans that I've made appear increasingly more distressed as time goes on. Also, sometimes I fuck his wife. Is her name Aunt Wish? I told my best friend I was happy for them when they got married. In reality, I think their partner sucks and makes them miserable. I thought the same thing about my friend's husband. But here she is still married, happily with 2 kids, and I am still single with 2 cats. I think no matter how I felt, she knows herself better than I do and found what she wanted, not what I thought she wanted. Boo! Thumbs down light skin tone, thumbs down light skin tone, thumbs down light skin tone, thumbs down light skin tone. I told my BFF she was a loser if she went through with it, but I would still stand by her as she did. However, I also told her I'd have the getaway car ready the whole time just in case she changed her mind, and I'd run interference so she could make a clean escape. Then I gave her the keys and watched her get married to a horrible man. Which she then had an annulment done within 30 days. I get that. I weighed that option but deemed it not worth it, as I knew, based on previous attempts, it would just drive a wedge between us, preventing me from being at least some sort of support system when things get tough. I felt that was better than losing the friendship entirely. Good for you though, I am glad you were able to stand your ground. I'm glad my fiancé got fired. After 11 years at his soul-sucking job, I can finally come home and not hear about his boss or a customer for once. He teased on and off about getting a new job for years and now he is forced to. My dad offered me a plum position, but my wife won't let me take it because while I have forgotten how badly he treated me, she has not. I am glad to hear that your wife is looking out for you. I feel my friends are my friends less and less as life goes on. Maybe that's normal for mid-30s, maybe it's the world right now, maybe both IDK. It's also the first time I've had this much of a wealth disparity between us, and I don't feel like I can talk to them the same anymore. It's hard to hear how they're spending extra funds when I'm struggling so hard. Hey, I just wanted to say I totally understand, but if you have some people in your life you can admit that you're struggling and things are hard too, you might be surprised by how they come through and how much they love you. I was unemployed for a long stretch earlier this year, and when I finally opened up to my closest friends they didn't shame me and even helped out by choosing activities I could afford and finding me some odd jobs. While we definitely laughed together about the situation, I have a doctorate in a field that took a huge funding hit. I never felt looked down on or anything, but before I told them I was struggling I felt ashamed and separate from them. It was and is amazing to know I have those people in my life, and the only way I found out how much they love me was by being honest about my situation. I bet you have some people who would do the same for you. Day 1 of withdrawals today, thankfully I have the day off. Edit, thank you all for the love and support. I'm quitting opioids and nicotine, so no danger, just discomfort. I'm starting day 2 now, smile. One day at a time. I used to cry in meetings from fear I would never make it to even 30 days even though I desperately wanted to. It's been over 11 years now for me, sober, and I'm so grateful I only ever had to take it one day at a time. It gets easier. Many blessings to you. I was caregiver to my best friend for life after he developed ALS, and I was thankful and relieved when he passed. It sucks when you find the level of your own weakness and it is a chasm too hard to cross alone. It's pretty normal for people in a position like that to feel a sense of relief at the end. It's like a burden has been lifted for everyone involved. It's not a weakness to feel the weight of such a burden. It's a strength to have carried it in the first place. No one truly knows their limit until they reach it, often not even then, and the consequences of running on empty start to damage our lives. Well done for sticking it out, but it is very fair and human to be relieved after a period of great exertion. Like taking a deep breath after you've run a marathon. Because you've kind of run a marathon, I hope you can rest and recover now, and care for yourself until you're back to something like full strength. But don't cheat yourself, it often takes as long to recover as it did to run the race. Take as much time as you need, or at least as much as you can. I don't want to die, but I've completely lost my passion for being alive. I don't feel sorry for myself, and I don't seek attention. I just feel like there isn't much left for me to do, and it's gotten boring. Edit, I just wanted to thank those of you who responded to my comment with kindness, levity and sincerity. I also wanted to reinforce the fact that I'm not unwell, at risk or depressed. I've wondered about that myself, but it's not a feeling of darkness or even detachment that I feel. It's more of an apathy. Like I said, I don't want to die, mostly because that will be hard for my family and friends. I've had a rough life, but there were significant high points that I still cherish. I'm just very worn down by life, and even at 46, I feel like I've been here for much longer than I expected or prepared for. All that said, I'm glad that my comments here have resonated with others. Sometimes, you don't need a "get well soon" or "go outside." Sometimes, it helps to just have a lot of strangers say "same" without expecting you to change your life. Right there with you. All the days are the same, and for what? I've always had anxiety and depression, but it's been so bad since June. Then my husband was like, perimenopause can make anxiety and depression a million times worse. So I've got a doctor appt soon, lol idk if you're in the same situation, but it may be worth a mental health checkup at least. Thank you, I appreciate it. In my case, I'm not sure it's a mental wellness thing. It's more just being run down by life. I'm not sad, per se. I'm just really tired from the grind of being alive. And, to be clear, I will not self-eject. I may be a sad sack, but I am not a quitter. I'll ride this shit pony to the bitter end. I won't give life the satisfaction of a peaceful ending. That said, I hope you get when you need, and I hope it comes easy to you. I've owned a fried chicken restaurant for 10 years. I hate chicken. Gustavo, bienvenido a los pollos hermanos. How's your meth business doing, though? 2 of my sisters are pregnant. My daughter died 2 months ago. I'm finding it difficult to be happy for and with them. You have every right not to be. Don't try, you are in a different headspace and they should understand that. Changed a bad report card by scanning it, manually adjusting the pixels of the grades, printing it out and putting it back in the envelope. Reheated the glue with a hairdryer and put it back in the mailbox. It then occurred to me, if I was that resourceful, I should have just applied myself in class and I would not have had the bad grades. I did the same for a buddy in high school, fake report card, school picture, school logo, the works, except I forgot to put his name on it. Lol, that reminds me of a story my dad told me once. He tried to cheat on a science test back in middle school by writing the answers on a piece of paper. He kept feeling like it just wasn't small enough to get away with, so he'd rewrite it even smaller, and then even smaller. Finally, he'd done this so many times, he didn't need to cheat anymore, as he'd written it so much, he now remembered it on his own. Grin. When I used to teach, I let students bring one 3x5 handwritten note card to use on tests. What usually happened was most of them spent so much time cramming information onto that tiny card, writing smaller and smaller to make everything fit, that by the time the test came around, they didn't even need it. And for the few who did use it, they knew exactly where to look because they'd spent so long writing and organizing it themselves. It turned out to be a win-win. The students felt more confident having the safety net, and I won because they actually learned the material in the process. That I'm real close to giving up. On everything. Work, family, life. I've been fighting for so long, and I haven't made it anywhere. I'm just so tired, man. I wish for every depressed person on earth that we could just hit a big pause button and the world would freeze and we could all go have a big nap together in a magical pillow land, and then when we wake up from a 6-month nap we are all cured and the world unfreezes. Thumbs up. Depressed person who just wishes I could have my old, awesome job back. I got Doge D. It is bleak. I won't say I've been where you are because nobody has ever really been through the exact same things, but I've been through something very similar. I can't tell you how glad I am I didn't give up. Find some help. Therapy, support groups, medication, friends, family, anything it takes. I try hard not to resort to platitudes, but I can tell you from the deepest, most honest places in my soul that giving up is absolutely not the answer. If you need to talk, you can DM me. I don't judge, and I won't give advice unless asked for it. I can just listen. That's what helped me, was someone listening. Helped me shake off the worst of it and make a plan. Seriously, please message me if any part of you wants to talk it out. Even if you don't, give it a try.